I'm sitting here with Hans Ekman, and Hans, you and I have been having some very interesting technology conversations. And one of the challenges as we travel around the world, we see people swiping left, swiping right, and not really engaging. What is the impact of technology on the social ability of people to communicate?
I think fundamentally it's changing what we consider communication. In some cases, especially with younger generations, it's completely replacing the person-to-person skills we knew before. Because when I have a device, when I'm communicating through a device, I gain almost complete control over that device, or I perceive that I have complete control.
So do you think we are living in a dual reality? The person in front of us is not as important as everybody else out there?
I think there's a lot of data that would support that. When we look at how much of our conversations, our media is driven based on likes, based on shares, now what I'm saying or doing isn't important because I know it. It's important if other people like it or other people share it. So we've blurred the lines between fame and infamy. Simply being popular seems to be more important than the substance. I think that's why Gen X and the boomers have really struggled with this paradigm, because for a lot of us it's the connection. It's discussing things based on their merit, and this has changed the nature of a lot of those.
So let's change the hat onto the other side of the technology side, and let's go to the data mining
Yes.
of all of this. How do you see this gathering of data?
It's amazing and also terrifying. I think we're seeing the next big stratification. So throughout history, we've had problems where if economic wealth gets too concentrated, it creates an imbalance. Well, we're kind of on the forefront of that in the data field as well. We have all this data, we have all this information. So how do I sort through it and find out what's important? Well, right now we use algorithms, and Facebook and social media and even Google News look at what people are looking at. Are they sharing it? Are they liking it? And using that to determine what everybody else should see.
But in this particular process as well, we are now dealing with the side called fake news.
Yes.
Of what is real, what's not real, what is relevant, what's not relevant, and where are the ideologies. And we're seeing this playing out in these lone wolf shooters who are making these statements of where they aren't becoming disconnected.
Right.
Is this the downside that we're going to see that's going to continue to grow?
I think it has to grow, because as you concentrate and you show people that being recognized, being shared, no matter for what reason, you end up creating these opportunities for people to do horrible things or do great things. But are they doing it for the wrong reasons? They're searching for acknowledgement based on exposure, not being careful about what that exposure might bring them.
So we have, in the world of technology, a tremendous responsibility. We have an ethical component, not just to each other, but to future generations, because we are not just recording technology, we're preserving technology, we're evolving as our world starts to change, and there is a tremendous opportunity. Let's not squander opportunity for the wrong reasons. Let's maximize the opportunity as the ability to learn.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, what is fake news? Well, is fake news, in the old days, it was journalism. It was about presenting the facts and letting people make conclusions. Then we started shifting that, and we started helping people understand what the information meant. Then we started telling them how they should react or what they should think. Now we're in a case where I publish an opinion, substantiated or not, and call that news. Is that fake news or is that an opinion? And there's nothing marking. We used to have the editorial page in the newspaper. We knew what was opinion and what was supposed to be fact. Online, we don't have an editorial page, or it's blended in. And then what happens when I decide I want to present information to influence people and I'm not worried, like all of the information about anti-vaxxers? We have measles and diseases that are coming back purely because there's now an electronic format for people to share unsubstantiated